Ui. Ua. Ua. Ui. Ua. Ua. Ua.
Good morning, everybody. How lovely to be back with you again at the beginning of another term. The holidays just seem to fly by, don't they? I hope you didn't eat too much chocolate. I know I certainly did. Today's assembly is going to focus on the value of courage, and we're going to see the story of a blind beggar. In Jesus' time, someone like this would have been right at the bottom of the ladder, not even on that ladder. He would have been a man that was ignored and put down and rejected by others. He was under pressure from the crowd to be quiet, to shut up, and to leave Jesus alone, and to just go away. So for today's do activity, I'm going to put up on the screen some pictures of some fruit. And all I want you to think about is what would happen if you squeezed that piece of fruit and what it would look like inside. If you have time, your teacher might want to stop the video and you can discuss what the fruit would look like. And after each picture, I'll put a picture of that fruit from the inside as well. Okay, so each of the pieces of fruit was actually still that piece of fruit, wasn't it? But sometimes we could look like something on the surface, but be very different underneath. If we think about an orange, for example, it can have quite a smooth surface, but actually be very soft underneath. And when we put pressure on it, it would certainly start to get squashed, wouldn't it? So today we're going to look at the story of the beggar who was put under pressure. But he didn't give in. He didn't stay quiet when everybody else told him to be quiet. He spoke up. Speaking up changed everything, as we will see. So for today's story, I need you to split yourself into two groups. One group is going to represent the blind man and the other group is going to represent the crowd. Okay, and you'll see as we go through the story, there's times when the blind man will say something and there's times when the crowd will say something. So I will pop up the lines and I'll pop up a picture to let you know. Jesus was walking to a town called Jericho. A crowd of people were walking with him. He was almost there, and at the side of the road was a blind man begging. "What's going on?" the blind man asked the people around him. "Where did this crowd come from? What are they here for?" Nobody answered at first. Nobody paid attention. He was blind. He was a beggar. He was there every day. He was part of the scenery, like the palm trees or the boulders at the roadside. So he asked again, and finally somebody said, "Jesus is here. You know, the teacher, the healer, the miracle worker from Nazareth. The crowd's for him." Now, the beggar may have been blind, but he wasn't deaf. He'd heard all about this Jesus, and the one thing he'd heard that had really caught his attention was that Jesus healed blind people. So he called out, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." "Hush," said someone next to him. "Quiet," said someone else more rudely. "Shut up, beggar," said someone even more rudely. But the blind man refused to listen to these voices. In fact, he shouted even louder, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And louder still, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And even louder still, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And that's when Jesus stopped walking. And that's when Jesus turned to the crowd. And that's when Jesus asked them to bring the beggar to him. "What would you like me to do?" Jesus asked the beggar. "I'd like to see again," the beggar said. "Simple as that." "And so you shall," said Jesus. "You trusted me, and now you are healed." Then, just like that, the beggar could see. So Jesus went on his way. And instead of shouting, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me," the blind man, who was no longer a blind man, shouted, "Thanks be to God." And instead of shouting, "Hush," or "Quiet," or "Shut up, beggar," the crowd was so amazed at what had happened, they also shouted, "Thanks be to God." And they all followed Jesus into Jericho. So in today's story, the beggar was amongst the lowest of the low in society at the time. And the crowd around him didn't want to talk to him. They didn't want him to be able to talk to Jesus. But Jesus went against the crowd and spoke up, asking them to let the man to come to be healed. The blind man probably felt a lot of pressure from the crowd telling him to be quiet and to shut up. It would have taken a lot of courage to continue shouting out. But speaking up against that pressure was a good thing. It takes courage, doesn't it, to stand up for what we believe in. But because the blind man believed in Jesus and continued to speak up with courage, he was able to see again. I wonder if you've ever tried to speak to a friend and they didn't hear you or didn't seem to be listening. Has somebody ever told you that you aren't listening and you have missed something? How does it make you feel when somebody isn't paying attention? Did it make you want to give up? I wonder how other people feel if sometimes you haven't listened to them. Just want you to sit and think maybe for a little time now about how you felt when others don't listen to you and what you could do to listen to others. If you want to, stop the video and you can discuss it as a class. So for today's prayer, we're actually going to just sit and think, like a silent prayer, which is kind of the opposite, isn't it, to speaking up, being very quiet and not saying anything at all. But there's a verse in the book of Romans in the Bible which says, when we don't know what to pray for, the Spirit prays for us in ways that we cannot put into words. All our thoughts are known to God. He can understand what is in the mind of the Spirit as the Spirit prays for God's people. This means that God knows what we want to say, even if we can't put it into words. So today I just wanted to sit quietly. Maybe we can ask for courage and trust when we are sometimes in a situation where we're not sure what to do. Let's just be still then for a few seconds and think about that word, courage. Right, are you ready then? Amen. I wonder what you thought about then, and I wonder what courage means to you. So today we are going to end with a song. And I will see you again soon. Have a great first week back. Take care all. Bye.
Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up and be brave. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up and be brave. Some may try to push you down, 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 but you be strong and stand your ground, ground, ground. Stay true to all that is good and right. God will be there in the darkest night. So stand up for what you believe in. Stand up and be brave. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up and be brave. Some may try to push you down, 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 but you be strong and stand your ground, ground, ground. Stay true to all that is good and right. God will be there in the darkest night. You are not on your own. You are never alone. The God of the heavens is standing with you. You have God on your side. Know that He will provide all the courage that you need to stand for what's right. You are not on your own. You are never alone. The God of the heavens is standing with you. You have God on your side. Know that He will provide all the courage that you need to stand for what's right. So stand up for what you believe in. Stand up and be brave. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up and be brave. Stand up for